ಫೆಬ್ರವರಿ 3, 2025 ಭಾರತೀಯ ಕ್ರೀಡಾ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಸವಾಲುಗಳು ಯಾವುವು? ಭಾರತದ ಪ್ರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರೀಡೆಯನ್ನು ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಹಂತಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಂಡೊಯ್ಯುವ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಹೆಚ್ಚುತ್ತಿರುವುದನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದರೂ ಏಕೀಕೃತ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ, ಚಾಲಿತ ವಿಧಾನವು ಈ ಉದ್ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತಷ್ಟು ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ನೀಡುತ್ತದೆ. ಈ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯು ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ನೇಷನ್ ಎಂಬ ಮಾನದಂಡ ವರದಿಯ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗೆ ಕಾರಣವಾಯಿತು. ರಾಯಲ್ ಚಾಲೆಂಜರ್ಸ್ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಲರೇಟರ್ ಭಾರತದ ಕ್ರೀಡಾ ಮಹತ್ವಾಕಾಂಕ್ಷೆಗಳನ್ನು ಉತ್ತೇಜಿಸಲು ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳನ್ನು ರೂಪಿಸುವ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಈ ವರದಿಯನ್ನು ಸಿದ್ಧಪಡಿಸಿವೆ.
It's always good to see people investing in sport overall in India. So really positive signs for the country. I think sport, as you said, sports forward nation. I think I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, I think when I started, I think whenever we say that nowadays we sound old, but yeah, when I picked up bat and ball, it was more to just to see. I wouldn't even talk about women's cricket. I think to just see women's sport evolve. Growing up, I think when I turned 10 and 11, I think the first time we heard of Sania Mirza becoming a icon, and we all knew that, oh wow, got Saina Nehwal, PV Sindhu, and it was also encouraging. And for women's cricket, I think in India, I think it's just been a journey from the time we started playing, in terms even for the Indian team to having.
There are a lot of badminton academies floating around where the kids play, parents play, and when the kids are playing, the parents want to watch them, or grandparents want to watch them, or the friends want to watch them. But they may not be sitting in the same city. Technology can be enabled where it can be live telecast through a video startup classroom.
Fantastic. And Smriti, if I may come to you, how much has sport changed from when you took up sport, you played with your brother a little bit in early ages, to a point at which women
can identify communities which have inherent skills, and in the Mongol region, which is around 400 kilometers from here, they have an inherent skill for speed. As Rajesh mentioned, there are tribal communities there who have lived in forests for long and been part of passively, actively hunting from last 400 years. So they've developed those skills for speed, and in the last 8 years, we have been able to work closely with the community to build this sprint capital. I think there is still a few more years, I think one more decade probably, where we can really call it the sprint capital, but we are moving in the right direction, and the partnerships now.
Most of the funding comes to 30, 40, 50 athletes, and Corporate India has played a big role in that. But what we're now seeing is, over there is a lot of funding coming in, but your talent pool, if you're talking about 2036 Olympics, is going to come from academies, communities, and the rest of India, not from the 30, 40 athletes we're putting all our money into. So therefore, pathways are very critical, and a program like Wheel of Gold and RCB coming in and looking at communities, I think that is very special, because most of the time
there are many different aspects of the ecosystem: the sports industry, sports development, the role of governments, it could be the union government or state governments, the role of federations. And our provocation really here was, how do we bring this all together? So when you play as a team, I think there are many more aspects that one can achieve. And here this 10-step roadmap is a considered view. The team at RCB, we partnered with them on the summit. The summit held in November 2023 was a very interesting starting point to many of the discussions, some of which you saw in the video. There's another summit coming up in a few weeks where we continue the conversation. But the provocation given to us by RCB was, how do we get moving and move these discussions into the mainstream of discussion? Because in many ways, sport is on the margins of lots of our different activities. It's part of our lives. And the Sports Forward Nation report is a provocation, like I said, to start thinking about sport as central to our lives, in our everyday, weaving it into what we consider ourselves as a nation, and to take forward what a nation can be using the tremendous power of sport and all of its dimensions. It could be economic dimensions, social dimensions, cultural dimensions, and I think we have a long way to go on many of these aspects, but in that long way to go is lots of opportunity.
It is around 2.5% of total UK's economic output. So it is big, massive. And if you look at, if you break that down, sports-related activity, which gives around 53.6 billion. Even direct employment wages 34.8 billion. And every $1 invested gives a multiplier effect of 55 pence. So if you see in total how sports contributes to a nation is massive, massive. But in India it's very negligible, it's very small. That's when we came to it and thought, what can we do? If India has to move forward, sports in India has to move forward. Contribution from sports has to increase in multiple fields. And we looked at what is that, what we can do. And hence we came back with a vision of this. How can we explore innovative pathways to advance sporting?